That's a good question, and my answer is absolutely not. There's no battle of narratives at all. And it's, sometimes you do really simple stuff to send really important messages. So I found it really interesting that both of us kind of happened to be the Indian delegation and the Pakistani delegation, almost happened to be in New York at the same time. And we spent 2 days, almost 10 hours a day or more, in the United Nations headquarters, meeting the Secretary General, meeting the E10, meeting the Security Council members, meeting pretty much everyone we could find within the parameters of the UN headquarters, because we don't have a narrative, we have a reality to share with the world. I think, and we saw our colleagues, I can call them colleagues because they're also parliamentarians, from India spending their entire time selling a narrative to their own people through their own consulate. Okay? And I think this, more than anything else, tells you as to how differently the countries are placed today. Because what India's, let's start with, that was to directly ask your question, what is India's ask and what is Pakistan's ask? I will put India's ask in one word, and that is impunity from international law, from rules-based order. It is saying that it is big enough, large enough, important enough, needed enough within the Western Hemisphere as a net security provider, whatever nomenclature you want to use, to receive complete impunity from all forms of international law and the UN Charter. Started off with, Article 25. Every country has to, is obliged to go by the Security Council resolutions. In 2019, India decided we are going to re-annex Kashmir, and nobody dare now say that Kashmir is not an integral part of India. And it doesn't matter what, the reality is. So I remember at that time, on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference, I said, in 2019, I said, the world needs to wake up, India is becoming a rogue state. And it's really very, very, it makes you very unhappy when something that you say turns out to be so true. So moving back, I think what India is asking of the world is, let me frame it in two, 3 different ways. First of all, here's a country which says, pretty much what they're asking of Pakistan is that Pakistan should become the next security guarantor of India. So if they make political mistakes in Kashmir, or if they make, security lapses inside India, anywhere else, everything that happens in India will fall on Pakistan's door. And then India, one nuclear state, has the right and wants the world to, give them the ability to do that and to codify that and to normalize that, to launch strikes into another nuclear state and come what may. The escalation ladder, as it will, goes where it does, right? Now, in this particular situation, you saw that they said, we don't need to provide evidence, not only to Pakistan, to anyone, not to the United States of America, not to France, not to the United Nations. We do not need to provide evidence. What is that? Impunity. Then they say, oh, we will never give Pakistan the pleasure of a dialogue, as if it's a pleasure that Pakistan is seeking. It's our quest for peace and security that makes us go back to dialogue, negotiation, because we do have unattended issues between the two countries, the root causes which have been referred to. And then it says also that we do not also want multilateral solution. Then it also says we don't want third countries to intervene. And then it also says when President Trump says, I intervened, I got the ceasefire done, he's lying. When Marco Rubio says, oh, there will be more negotiation, there will be dialogue, he's lying. So who's telling us the truth? Only Prime Minister Modi and his coterie of people. And also, Michael, I do want to say that I think what was very sad is what we witnessed in those 4 or 5 days. But it wasn't only the implosion of India's, myth of their conventional supremacy over Pakistan. It was also an implosion of Indian society that we saw in real life, which Pakistan had been experiencing, but it was really there for everyone to witness. And it doesn't make us any happy. It makes us very, very sad because we share a long border, people. So it's really, I don't think there's any, wanting to compete with India on the narrative that they're trying to sell, because we're not selling a narrative. We're selling we're trying to bring the world's attention to a real concern of a real nuclear flashpoint on real issues which need to be attended. And are we now agreeing that the only way to attend to those issues is through military means, and that negotiation and dialogue must not be a gift to be given? So it's a terrible, terrible framing that we see from our neighbor. And in our quest for peace and normalcy, and for the sake of our people, and their prosperity for 1.7 billion people. I think it is imperative, and that is why we are very proud of the mission, as Chairman Bhutto keeps on saying, that this particular delegation has been given by Pakistan, by the Pakistani people, Pakistan's Prime Minister. It's literally a mission to be able to extract peace out of the, the ocean of militarism. And that's about it. So I think, so yeah, both delegations are here, but both delegations are here with a very, very different message.
Very true. Thank you. So as